Okay, so my name is Donald Cribbs. I am a survivor. And specifically, I'm a survivor of child sexual abuse. But more accurately, I'm a survivor of sexual assault. I think the language there is important. And for me, this began at the age of 4, and it felt like an ending. Because in a way, that's the day the child in me died. But I'm standing here today, 40 years later, walking through the hard work of my healing and my recovery, because I decided back then it wasn't an ending. It was a beginning. So for me, this work is important because I believe that healing is possible. And that's what I've found. So today I'm going to share with you a small portion of what has helped me in my healing and my recovery journey. I brought a selection of poems, and that writing process was very helpful for me. I actually used a lot of the arts, so I'm honored to join the Survivor Nights here, and because I think that the arts really is a pathway for us to find our healing and our recovery. And I think that's important. So for whatever works for you, whatever clicks for you, you know, one day it's theater, another day it's singing, another day it's writing. So that's kind of been what's worked for me. So let me tell you a little bit about that. Several years ago, I stopped and wrote a book. It took me about 3 months to write the first draft. It took me about 5 years to get it published. And I was lucky enough to get an Amazon pre-order deal, so I put together a little chapbook of the poems that are in it. It's a young adult novel, and there are poems in between the chapters. Unfortunately, 5 months after it was published, it went unpublished. So it's currently unpublished, but that's okay. I'm working on getting it republished. I'm working on the second book. It's a planned duology. And to finish out, I just got this book published. This was an anthology, and I'm one of 25 sexual assault survivors. I'm one of the 3 men in this book. And it just came out the 13th. It's available everywhere you can get a book, and it's currently on sale at Amazon for like $12. But all the proceeds, all of us donated our work to this anthology, and the proceeds benefit RAIN. So it's our gift to the survivor community. So I'm going to read from both of these works, and if you see these cards around and you pick up one that's not signed, come see me and I'll sign it for you. Okay, so the first poem I'm going to share is from the Packing House. I wrote this poem in high school. This is a fictionalized version of my survivor story. And the poem I'm going to begin with is called Worms in the Summer Grass. But I'm going to move a little bit so I don't stand behind a podium the whole time. This is me being present. I heard you, Michael. Okay. Worms in the summer grass. It isn't that far into June when the heat stings soft spring away, and my family migrates to sticky lakes to cool ourselves beneath the shade of a beach umbrella. Rusted fish hooks and burnt grills surround the lake like ants around a rotting tree. As I rub, the sky floats across the water as I rub my hands on wet grass, dripping sweat and bugs. Silence unnerves me. He brings us here like a family affixed, but the worms and I know differently. He rocks on waterlogged sneakers near lakeweeds where the mosquitoes hover and snails are born. I concentrate on threading a dying worm and imagine it's him. The ground around me makes a sucking sound, like a dry drain. I sip from an empty can, praying he slips into the water. He sits away from us, over where the boy from Rochester Farm choked and died a few years back. I never knew that boy. At some point, his presence wakes me. He hovers over the bed. I notice my sheets peeled back toward the wall. Encumbered by his weight, I await the end. Clenching my eyes as his hand holds onto the mattress. My line jerks, and I reel in a throwback. I wait until nightfall, when we will travel back to the house. And I will scrub ground worms from beneath my fingernails. And he will come into the bathroom to pee with me. The worm, burdened around a rusted hook. This next one is from Things We Haven't Said, the anthology, and the poem is called Pinball. Before I read it, I'm going to just present it that the purpose of this poem was to help not only survivors, but to help loved ones and supports of survivors to understand what it's like to have intrusive memories, to have that experience just whenever it feels like showing up. So if you've had those, you know what I mean. And this will use the metaphor of a pinball. Pinball. Pull back and bang, this round arcs. Hammers mined against bumpers. Baling, da ding, ding, ding. Flashes of flesh. Movement, rip, ping, its way through. Havoc of thoughts too dark to speak. Playing with yourself again, I see. Questions bring up a flood of shame. Staccato reply to shrug it off. Everything is fine, and you? I deflect shiny metal balls as they ricochet blades across my insides, where bleeding hides, staunched by long buried shards, images of everything he did to me. What was taken rises from deep places. Bile, divots, drugs target, and I'm back there again. When it happened. Fa-whip da ding ding, flipper bats scrambling to contain every ball careening down the lanes. Hands on my hip, his mouth whispers near my ear. I'm up next. Now it's on overdrive. Balls fire from all sides. Ba-ding-ding, one slingshots. Da-ding, another through the spinner. The squish of sweat. His haste. Panic trips, rollover switches. Ba-ding, ba-da-ding, coming in fast. Each flash fires across lamps in the lane, with no apron to stop as he grinds himself against me. Let's play another round. So I already got feedback on that poem. I was told, it's so depressing. It's not inspirational. It's not uplifting at the end. Well, I wouldn't be honest if it was. So unfortunately, that's the way it is. The pages after that. In this book, it starts out with every contributor contributed a letter, a poem, a story, an article, and then we have a Q&A section where we answer questions and we are a little bit more specific about our experience. And then where are we today? So there's a bit uplifting in that part. If you want to read the uplifting, go buy the book. Support survivors, there you go. Okay, so I have one more, and it's on my phone because it's not in print yet. It's in my current work in progress. Okay, so The Packing House is book 1 of a planned 2-book series. Book 2 is called Unpacking the Past. And again, I'm including poems in between, and you'll understand when you read the book why they're there. So this one is called Pocketknife. A blade's edge taut against cheek. Rough hands grip the swedge, piercing blood free. Copper and bile rise, water from eyes falls, motion makes me sicker. For whip, click echoes, the bolster pivots, metronome ping, release depressed and the blade sings, free. This prison behind eyes plays endless on repeat, but his other blade cuts worse than steel or metal bleeds.